Welcome back to Real Hardcore Minecraft, where we use no totems, no sleeping, no auto farms, and everything must be built aesthetically. Now, previously we built up this whole entire area here, but we're on day 342 and we've only built 4 buildings. We've built the outpost, the panda farm, the cow farm, and the spruce farm, which for 300 days is 1.33 buildings per 100 days, which is definitely not enough. So today it's time to break that bad habit and build ourselves our first official village. Now, so far we've only built in this area here behind us. Everything is right here. So I think it's time to expand our footprint a little bit and take over a little bit more of this world. And I think this area over here will be perfect. It is huge, it is kind of flat, and it is ready for our taking. So the plan is to have this main road stretch across this little lake here, or river I guess, and connect to the other side. Let me just quickly get rid of this tree because it's kind of in the way. Now, how on earth am I going to do this? Well, I actually don't know yet, so we got to figure that part out. I started by building a straight line across to the other side. I then attempted to make a curve, but failed miserably when I couldn't expand its width while maintaining the curve. So I instead counted out a perfect curve, which was much easier to expand simply by adding extra blocks to both sides of the curve evenly. Alright, now that this bridge is in place, it's time to start moving on. So the main road will obviously wrap through this bridge here, and then it's going to continue through this forest here. Now, obviously on this side of the bridge, it's no longer going to be part of that kind of kingdom. It's going to become more rural. So the path design is going to change to coarse dirt. So let's go grab a bunch of coarse dirt. Grab me shulker box. We got a bunch of gravel, and we of course have a bunch of dirt as well. That should be plenty. Now I will use a mixture of other things to add a bit of texture to the path, but for now coarse dirt is going to be all we need just to mark off where it's going to go, just so we can get a better idea of how this place is going to start looking. So I guess we'll just start digging. We're going to have to take these trees down as we mow through this land and absolutely terraform it. Now you see this beach? I don't like it. It's way too wide and, it doesn't suit the area. So what I'm going to do is turn all this sand all the way through into dirt, just so we have a bit more space to work with. But first we're going to get this coarse dirt path going through it. Now, I do want the path to start curving up towards this way a little bit, just so it runs through the middle. Man, we are not having luck with these mobs. I'm getting absolutely smacked around. This is not fun at all. And that witch is chasing me too. Now I've got slowness. Oh my days. Hey, he's giving poison to the creeper. Oh, great. I'm getting out of here. I don't even want to deal with that right now. I'm not going to lie. That's crazy. But you can kind of see the path now, kind of stretching through the land. Obviously, it looks really weird because there's no details at all. It's literally just dirt. But I have some huge plans for this area. I'm not going to lie. This is awesome. It's so much more flat than what we're dealing with over there. So it's a different kind of building. So I think it's going to be a nice little break from building out the huge mountains. Not saying that I don't love it, but sometimes it's just nice to do something a little bit different. And with us expanding out this way, it's going to be an opportunity to do that and have this world be a little bit more than just a massive mountain. I gotta stop letting these creepers explode, man. It's a dangerous business. But of course, this wouldn't be a Jozza video if we didn't do a little bit of terraforming. Now, I'm going to quickly make up a bunch of chests just because I know there's going to be a bunch of materials that we're kind of just going to lose. So I'm going to make like a temporary working area over here. And since we got logs anyway, we might as well. Nothing crazy, just 4 double chests for now. Just because I don't really want to be working out of shulker boxes this whole time. Now, I want to do something on this bit here because it seems like it could be a nice little, area here for us to make a little mountain kind of thing, if you know what I mean. I know I said that we're not going to be building mountains, but come on, man. I just can't help myself. I want this to be raised by 1 block, I think. Oh, maybe this is fine. You know what? This is a quick drop here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dig this back. Probably to about here. There we go. So now it's not just a quick drop there. It's a little bit more even. It looks weird now, especially because there's dirt and coarse dirt, so you can't really see the coarse dirt as well. But once the grass grows, it'll be a lot better. Let me just get rid of this tree here. Now I want to bring this out a little bit and then have it come back in like this. And then just fill all of this in here. And then I'm also going to shape up this area a bit more too, because this is a bit strange. Just like this. Don't worry, this will all make sense once we start building the bridge especially. Because I already know exactly how I'm going to build the bridge. I have a cool idea. I hope it's cool. I hope it looks good. In my head, it looks good, okay? And that's the main thing, all right? I don't know if it's actually going to look good in real life, but we'll see. We'll find out. Now, I do want like a little branch off here. So let me grab more coarse dirt. Maybe we'll go from here over this side. Then we'll have this come down. I'm just going to place in the grass instead of dirt because I can't really see where the coarse dirt is. Now we can. That's a lot better. Maybe this needs to go over a little bit. Boom, 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 boom. And of course, going to do the little thing that we do with the stone. Okay, so you can kind of see what I'm going for here. Now that we've got the stone in, makes it a lot more obvious. This is going to come down quite a bit more, just so we can have a little bit of a more flat area, because this is very, very hilly, and I don't like that. So kind of just around to here, at least for now. This is the plan, but we do still need to turn all of this sand into dirt. So let's get started on that. So initially I wasn't actually sure how I wanted this site to look, but after I started digging and kind of sketching out the area, ideas started flowing and I kind of went a little bit overboard. So obviously I thought I was only going to do up to here, but I ended up going all the way down to this side over here. And in this area here is pretty much where the little village is going to be. I'm going to push this back a little bit more and have another retaining wall kind of going in the back of the village itself. And then obviously I'm going to fix up this area a little bit because it's a little bit still weird, but I did my best to keep it at the natural height, only kind of just making it a little bit easier to build on and, you know, look a lot better. Now with this back wall here, I added in this massive retaining wall, which is going to be wrapping around this side as well, but we're not going to work on this today. This is going to be for another project in the future when we start building over that way. But for now, we're only building in this area here. So obviously the main road is going to flow through here, and there's going to be farms and stuff all around this area here as you lead towards the village, because the theme for this village is of course going to be a farming village, because you guys know how much I love farming. So this area is looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I think we're going to be able to build a pretty nice village over here. And you know, it's been pretty nice admiring our massive build over there. You can kind of see it in the distance, but it looks so cool. And once we get all this area done, it's going to look even better. Obviously I went to the end and I fixed up all my tools because my shovels were absolutely destroyed. That's why I couldn't keep going. But I've just got to do a little bit more, you know, just pushing this back a little bit more, adding a retaining wall in, and then we can start kind of planning where the village is actually going to be situated. So I'm going to have a really quick time lapse this time of me just absolutely destroying this and getting it all to the right level, and I'll see you guys again very soon. And now all that terraforming is done, and this is the area we've got now. It is such a huge area. Hold on a minute. Bam. Obviously, there is a lot more to do. So for example, on this top part here, and then the outskirts over here. But that's not really going to be part of the village. The village is going to rest in this kind of circular area here. You can see it's a big flat space ready to go. So now that this area is nice and ready to go, I can get this path kind of figured out, because right now it's not really going anywhere, it just kind of stops. Now you can see I've got a lot more chests and the majority of them are full. We have so much stuff from this so far, but I've tried to keep it kind of all consistent so I can find things a bit easier. I'm also going to quickly grab up some torches actually, because now that this whole area is ready to go, we can light it up. Now this of course will just be temporary, just to stop the mob spawning, because while we're building, the worst thing is to be, you know, fighting these guys. If you have a sneaky creeper jump up on you, that'll ruin everything. So this will be the last night where hopefully we have to fight anything. Okay, that is the area lit up. At least now it's going to be a lot easier to, you know, deal with the nights. I also found 2 chests, which I wasn't expecting at all. Had some emeralds, gold, iron, a single diamond, some TNT, and a heart of the sea and some fish. What's the other one have? I didn't actually check this one. Pretty much similar stuff. Potion of water breathing. Nothing too crazy. Iron sword, that can just get out of here. I'll just chuck that stuff in here, and now we can start planning this thing out. So this coarse dirt path should continue this way, then curve out this way a little bit, then back up here, because it's going to be like a little kind of path to head up to that next level, if that makes any sense. So now if I just widen this up to 5 blocks, That'll give us like a good kind of baseline to start with. Thankfully, the grass has grown all around, so we'll be able to easily see where this coarse dirt path is heading. It's a little bit harder when there was dirt on the sides, but no, the grass will make it a lot nicer. And we're out of coarse dirt. We almost made it to the end. Now, this place is absolutely huge. Obviously, it doesn't look big because there's nothing really to compare it to right now. It's just a big open space. But if you look at this area here, then you kind of look at this area over here that we've built before, you know, it's kind of comparative. It's very, very big as well. And it's literally only been just this little bit that we've done there. But I think it's going to be able to rival that eventually. Obviously, this is only the first project we've done, and this place is huge. We're still going to build on this side too, but it's just interesting to see. I was expecting it to be a lot smaller, but it's definitely holding up against it. So I'm just going to grab up a bunch of gravel, and I'm also going to grab a bunch of leaves. Don't forget the jungle, so we're going to need them as well. Actually, I think we're going to need a couple more things. So let me grab a shulker box. I'll chuck all this stuff in there, and I'm also going to grab some cobbled Deepslate. 4 stacks should be enough, and I'm going to grab some tuff as well, just so we've got it down there with us, because making this trip to the base is actually quite far, and I don't really want to be doing that all the time because it is very, very far. Like it takes maybe, you know, a minute each way, maybe 30 seconds, between 30 seconds and a minute. But you know, when you're doing that constantly, it takes up a lot of time. If we didn't have the elytra, it would take us like probably 5 minutes to walk to our base if we were running, which is crazy. But you can see this project has expanded quite far. We've got 12 double chests and pretty much all of our shulker boxes here mostly full. So there's a lot of things that we've got that we need. And yeah, this project is well underway. So let's quickly finish up this road so we can now finally... Oh man, it's almost night time. That sucks. We're finally going to be able to start seeing this project come into life. And I'm so excited to see this done. This is going to be absolutely awesome. Like this is, obviously we've still got some retaining walls here, but over here, like you've got, the retaining walls are so much bigger, but the land, like the flat land that we've got is so much less. There's so much less to work with. We have so much space here. It's insane. I'm not going to lie, having the chests all the way over here, this is still quite far, you know, having to walk back and forth from all the way over there to over here constantly is taking quite a lot of time. But I want to start planning the area using some spruce. Spruce is going to be the main trim that we use on these builds, and I need to find my spruce saplings because I know we have no logs. There they are. Beautiful. But I know we got saplings, so we can make up a bunch of trees. Now I don't want to ruin all this dirt because I've literally just placed it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up to this little hill here, which eventually is going to get destroyed, or I guess brought down a little bit, so the grass will get mined, or maybe even just here. I'm going to do it here. I'm just going to bone meal a bunch of these. Obviously the pods will grow, but you know, we'll delete that eventually. At least it's out of the way for now. We're not going to work on this spot up here today. This is another project in the future, alright? But I'm just going to bone meal as many of these things as I can, and I guess just, you know, see how many logs we can get. I want to try and get a full inventory because, I mean, spruce is by far the best log, but we'll see. I guess I'll just go for the entire night and see what I can come up with. So I'll see you guys very soon. So I didn't get a whole inventory, but we got pretty close. We should have enough for quite some time. Now the first thing I need to do is plan out where this main building is going to be. This is going to be the biggest building out of everything, and it's going to be sitting at the back here somewhere. So I guess the best thing to do is just plan out its proportions. So I think I'm just going to place down logs and just kind of see what I can come up with. Okay, so this is my plan. I've just got a bunch of logs placed down right now, but this is kind of planning where these sections of the walls will go. So now I just got to build these up. Now I usually go about 4, so about there. I think generally that's a pretty good height to be. And then I just connect them together. And I think the front door is going to be here. There's going to be like a little front bit here that will be just one story high. Now this middle bit will be 2 stories high. And then there's going to be another little sort of outdoor thing over here, which will be once again 1 story high. And then on this side, there's going to be like a cow pen type of thing. So, or not a cow pen, sorry, just a outdoor stable thing or something. I'm not sure what to call it. It's not going to be held up by logs the whole way. There's going to be some fences in between. I think that will look nice. I'm going to go with that for now. And of course, I'm going to strip every single one of these logs because stripped spruce logs look the best by far. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, there we go. Now, hold on a second. I'm pretty sure there's actually a couple logs on top. I need to go up to see them. Let me have a look. I think, nope, this one, yep, corner. Okay, that's all of them. There was just one. Now, to build the next level, okay, no, hold on a second. I think this is a little bit low. I want to increase this by 1 block. just seems very, very small. Like only having these 9 blocks doesn't feel right. So let me go ahead and expand this up every single one by one. I thought there was something looking a bit weird. So I'll do that and I'll, of course, shave all these down. And you know what? I'm going to grab some slabs just so I can create a maybe temporary staircase. We might have to move it in the future, but you know, a staircase inside to get us to the next level. So I guess the most obvious spot to put this would be kind of here, I think, going up like this. All right, now we can get to the top level easy. Now I'm going to connect all these together just like that. And now I'll remove this little layer here that was 1 block too short. Man, the sky looks so beautiful at this time. So purple and majestic. I'm in love with it, guys. I love it so much. You know, I think this side might actually need to come down by 1 block. I think that'll add a little bit of extra depth to the building, but we're going to leave it for now. I'll see how it looks once we get everything else kind of, you know, built in a little bit, because we still have to do the second level. I think I might do a similar thing with this bit here, because to me it looks a little bit strange. But for now, I'm going to... Oh, come on, mate. Get out of here. Didn't you see the torches everywhere? Oh, hold on. I've missed this one here. Now, I'm going to do the exact same design for this middle bit. It's just going to be a square. So I'm going to go up by 5 blocks, then just connect them in the middle. And I'll do that all the way around until we have a perfect rectangle for the second floor. All right, there we go. There's the shape. Now, real quick, I'm going to get something that'll make it easier to see during the night, especially when we're building, because I want to make sure that I kind of explain my entire thought process as I build this, because we've never built a building before. So this will be, well, we've never built anything big like a town. So I want to make sure as I'm building it, I want to explain to you what I'm thinking. So maybe you guys can learn something for building. I don't know. If you guys enjoy that, let me know. Otherwise, I won't do it again. But yeah. I'll go get that thing that allows you to see a little bit easier during the night, because, you know, we're going to be building a lot during the night. It'll be a bit weird. So hopefully it's a little bit easier to see now. I'm sure it is. Yeah, at least during the night, it'll make it a little bit easier to see what we're doing. So I do think the next thing to do is the roof, because the roof makes everything look completely different, and you guys will see what I mean by that. I used to wait to do the roof until the very last, but now I do it kind of, you know, second after the main part, building all the beams. Now to do this, I'm going to need some dark oak logs, which I'm pretty sure I have enough of at the base. I'm going to quickly go back and grab some. Man, this base just looks so gorgeous. I love flying over it. It's awesome. All right, we haven't got much dark oak logs, but we've got a few. Hopefully that'll be enough. I do have some slabs and stairs, so I'll take them with me. And I might as well take these spruce ones as well, because we're probably going to need them, and that should be good. We'll head back. Look how strange it is with just one random building there. It's so strange. Okay, I am going to need some scaffolding. Do I have any of that on me though? Okay, I do. I've got a stack. That's nice. Bring the crafting table over, because there's no point having it there if we're going to be doing all the building over here, you know what I mean? So to start off with, we're going to do the trim out of dark oak, and this should be kind of exactly in line with the top of this slab, and then it should move up by 1. We've done this type of roof before. Very simple, just moves up by 1 half slab each time. And then in the middle, there's a trim connecting to the house as well. Super simple, super easy, definitely gets the job done. Now, over on this side, we're going to do the exact same thing, just having these slabs reach across, build up to the middle, just like that, and then reach across to the side. Now, on this side, I want to do something slightly different. It's just going to have a slab trim, just like this. And then instead of meeting in the middle, it's just going to meet up to the side of this building here, right up to there. Now, I don't know if it should connect in front. I'll find out later. I'll just do that on both sides. And for the main roof on the very top, I'm going to use stairs because it's, you know, the main roof needs to be a little bit bigger, and I'm going to have it reach across the front. Of course, a little overhang, and then we'll just have this do the same thing the slabs did, just build up to meet in the middle. Then we'll have a little bit like this and like that. A little, you know, not a crazy design, but you know, it works. And you can already tell we haven't filled in the roof yet, and this already changes the build substantially. Very, very different to just having a frame. And like I said, I used to build all the walls in and detail it all and then do the roof last because I hated doing roofs, but I spent a lot of time trying to, you know, better my skills with it. And now I realize the roof is what makes a build look good. So you should always try and focus on that first, at least in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, who knows, but it works for me. Now, I'm also going to connect these together with slabs. This will complete the main roof trim, and we should have a decent look at how it's going to, you know, come out now. So let's have a quick gaze. I think it's looking pretty nice. That's a nice, decent sized building. For the main building, there's going to be a lot of storage in there. There's of course going to be buildings on the outside, you know, making a little village. It's not going to be a huge village, maybe 5 or 6 houses, and you know, it's going to be nice and cozy. But this is a very nice main building. Now, I was going to use spruce for the rest of the roof, but I think I might use polished deep slate instead. I think that might be a bit nicer. Now, the reasoning for this is because with deep slate, you can add in a little bit of texture. You can use polished deep slate and deep slate bricks. And I think it might look nice instead of just having the spruce, which you can't really texture as easily. That does mean we're going to have to go all the way back to the base again, because I definitely don't have enough deep slate. I only brought a little bit. We're going to need to get more fireworks anyway, so hopefully we got paper in there. I'm sure we do. We got a ton of deep slate though, which is good. I can drop off some of this spruce now because I know we're not going to be using it, at least not for the roof. Okay, I don't have any paper, but I'm going to grab some gunpowder, grab a little bit more deep slate. That should be sweet. And we have no more rockets. Gonna have to walk all the way to the sugarcane farm. That should be enough sugarcane. I don't think we need much. Oh yeah, we got 3 stacks from that. That's beautiful. All right, now we're good on fireworks again for, oh my goodness. Now we're good on fireworks again for some time. Wow, this place is already looking so much nicer. Even with that build, you know, just having the roofs on it just really changes it quite a lot. It's quite nice. I do like it. You know what? I'm going to craft up some chests just because I'm sick and tired of running back and forth. I'm just going to chuck this bad boy in here, you know, throw in some stuff that we're not exactly using right now. We make polished deep slate by using just cobbled deep slate in here. Very easy to do. And we make deep slate bricks by using the polished deep slate as again. So we craft polished deep slate and then we craft the polished deep slate into deep slate bricks, if that makes any sense. We turn them bad boys into some slabs and now they should look pretty nice together. We place them in. They should match very nice. Yeah, look at that. It's a very slight texture difference, but it's enough to kind of shake it up a little bit. That's what we want to do. We want to be shaking and baking. There we go. Beautiful, mate. All right. Now I'll do this for the other roofs. I want to make sure there's more polished deep slate than the bricks. Just a little bit of bricks here and there. Mostly the regular polished deep slate, but yeah, I think that'll be nice. Oh my days, guys. Look at that already. That's just 2 of the roofs done. We haven't done anything else. Just literally planning the size and shape of it and adding in a roof. That's how much of a difference a good roof adds to a building. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the roof, except using stairs, of course. So I'll craft up some of them bad boys. I don't think that's going to be enough, but let's give it a go. Oh no, we've got more than enough. Look at that. We just have to do the other side and we've still got half a stack of both. There we go. So that is the roofs kind of done. Now if we look at that from free cam, it's, you know, looking a lot nicer. And there's literally no walls. So that's a good thing. If it looks good with no walls, then you're doing something right. Now I'm going to grab up a bunch of stone and I'm going to grab up a bunch of oak logs, which we got a lot from when we were clearing this, because this is all forest. We broke a lot of trees. We're going to have to replace them. Don't worry. We'll fix it up. Now across the bottom, I'm going to add in a line of stone bricks across the entire bottom floor, just like this. And then I'm going to add in stone to fill in the rest of it with some windows, of course. And there's going to be a door right here. So we'll open that up. No point having a window there because there's a staircase on the other side. Same here. Oh, actually, there could be a window because we could have like a study something in there. There'll be another door here because this will be like semi outside. And I guess for the rest, we'll just add in a bunch of windows. And for the top floor, I'm going to use a mixture of oak planks and stripped oak logs. But in order to do that, I'm going to have to fill in the roof just so we can walk around just like this. Now I'll go ahead and do the same thing. I'll just fill it all in. But this time I'm adding a little bit of texture using the stripped oak logs, which matches up very nicely to the oak planks. This is now what it looks like with the walls, which makes a very big difference. Now keep in mind there is no details at all and there's no texture on this stone, which is going to change it again once we add in the andesite. But this is already coming together pretty nicely. I also don't really love the roof, so I want to add in like a little cove thingy. So I'm going to need all the roof stuff. Got to figure out how I'm going to get that in there. So I'm going to remove this one here. We might move this one as well and change that to a corner one like that. And we'll go up and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Now we'll go up, but this time we're going to have a block just to make it a little bit taller, because otherwise it's going to be very square or triangular, I guess. And we'll do this, and then we'll have the exact same thing we did on the other sides, and then connect it through like that. And I'll just connect the roof together just like that. And now if I just delete these here, it should all connect together nicely. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. That just adds a little bit more detail because it was very flat. I think that's very nice. So now moving on from here, we're going to grab some spruce logs and place them on the corners, stripped of course. And I'm going to get some buttons and place them on the ends just to add a little bit of extra detail to them as well. I'm going to do this on the bottom here too. On all the faces where the logs meet up in the middle, just going to add these sticky outy bits. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Now this thing's coming together nicely. There's a little hole here, so I'm going to fill that in. That's better. Guys, this house is coming together so nice. Now I'm going to make a bunch of spruce fence gates. I'm going to place them and open them between these little sticky outy bits. I'll make a bunch of spruce fences and somehow tie these in here. Well, maybe I should have used dark oak fences actually. Yeah, they're a bit hard to see. So I guess those spruce fences are, well, they're not useless. I guess I can hang them here. Maybe have some lanterns or something. But then these would need to be closed for it to make sense. That's fine. Let's go ahead and make up a bunch of dark oak fences. 64 should be more than enough. We'll just connect them like this. And then where they don't meet, we'll just add in a stair like that. And there we go. That's looking a little bit better now. I think I'm definitely going to need more fences though. Oh my goodness. There we go. We got 2 stacks. That should be more than enough. So I'll just add these dark oak fences to the top level as well. I guess I'm just going to add these fences to the back side too, so we can have some lanterns there. Okay, it's definitely coming along. It's coming along nicely. I do want to drop this front door back a little bit. Seems a little bit weird. I'm going to add in another line of spruce logs like this. Then just add in that stone and the stone bricks again. Just so I can add these little bits like this in. I think that's a bit nicer. And you know what? I'll add a stair there just to add a little bit of extra detail. Now for this, I'm going to change this to be like this. Add a window there. You know what? I'm going to do that for all of the windows too. I'm going to add in some stairs. I think that's nice. Just like this. Okay, this is looking a lot nicer now. So it's definitely coming along pretty good. Let's try and add a little bit more. I don't know what to do here, to be honest with you. That's gonna have to stay like that for now. Now over here, does just spruce fences look okay? I think it looks fine. Oh, I've made way too many slabs then. My bad. Way too many. I'm gonna fill this roof in so you can't see the deep slate on top because it looks a bit funny. There we go. And I'll do the same thing over here because it looks funny here too. And I guess I better do the same for this roof here on the second floor. Now we'll use ladders to get to the top floor because there is that little window up there we need to get made. So I think this side here should have the ladder, and I'll just need to fill this in using the textured oak and oak planks on all 3 sides. So now we've got this top floor, this second floor, and the bottom floor. But it does look a bit funny with nothing in the middle there. So let me try and get up there and add in a little bit of detail. Just using some stairs and slabs like that. That should be fine. Now let's have a look at the building now. It's looking much nicer. Definitely a lot nicer, but there's still a lot we need to do. Now these are very flat, so I'm going to add the little sticky outy bit. Then I'm going to add like a little design here, just using some stairs and slabs, just like that. That should be fine. And then we'll add in the fences like that. I think that's nice. And do not forget the button. There we go. I'll do the exact same thing on the other side. I might actually raise that slab here. Oh my days. Oh, I did it again. I just fell off that thing twice. There we go. Now I do like that last slab raised, so I'm going to do that on the other side as well. And that's looking pretty good. So this house is now kind of planned. It's not fully detailed. It still doesn't look finished. It's very far from being finished, but at least we kind of have a template to follow off for the rest of the houses. So I'm going to just go ahead and plan out the rest of the houses in kind of like a circle shape, I'm thinking, and I'll see what I can come up with. So yeah, enjoy the time lapse. And welcome back. Now, obviously I was very busy and I got all of these houses done. Well, at least set up. They haven't got any details. It's just the walls and the roofs all added in. And I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. It's a nice kind of area. But for now, I want to go ahead and get these walls around just connected up. This is going to be what stops, I guess, people from just walking in. There's going to be like a little gate. You can't just walk in between the houses. So that would be a little bit bad if they could. So I'm just going to go and add these walls in, which is made up of just 3 different types of log: stripped oak, normal oak, and of course, spruce log. So I'm just doing this around the entire thing between the buildings just to make sure that there's only 3 ways in. This entrance here, and then this entrance between these 2 houses here. Alright, and that is the walls around done. Now at least you can't get into this little village here without going through one of the 3 gates. Now it's time to do my favorite part: detailing the area. So I'm going to start by adding in some dirt paths to connect to all of the front of the houses, just like that. So you can see it from the sky. It looks a little bit better just with that one detail. Now the next thing I need to do is take my Silk Touch shovel and come over to this podzol here and just collect it all. I guess it worked out kind of well that we, had to get all that extra spruce log. So we got just over 2.5 stacks, which should be enough. Now what I'm going to do is just place this around the outside of the coarse dirt and a little bit around the dirt paths as well. Just like that, there's a little bit of podzol now around all the roads. Now I'm thinking some of these dark oak fences, or maybe some dark oak stairs as well, will look pretty nice at the entrances. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to increase the size of these logs just here, and I'm going to add some fences just like this, just to obviously signify that this is the entrance a little bit better. I'm going to do the same thing on all the other ones as well, just like that. And there we go. So it's always little things that make a big difference. So there's a lot of little things we need to do here. The next little thing is going to require these spruce fences. So I guess it worked out well. We didn't end up making them for no reason. I just want to place them along here, just in random places, just to add a little bit of extra oomph. Oh, there's skeletons. I've noticed a lot of the mobs are spawning on top of these houses for some reason. I don't know why. So nothing too crazy with the fences, just some of them scattered around. I'm going to need to make a couple more. Where are me logs at? Give me all damn logs, my boy. So like I said, obviously this is going to be absolutely insane. I've literally only got a couple houses with just walls and roofs done. This one here, which has a little bit extra detail, isn't even finished having all the detail added. So it's going to look even better. But once all of them have detail and the area has detail too, it's going to look absolutely nuts. Now, I think I'm going to quickly remove all these logs in the middle. I'm just kind of putting them in there to kind of get an idea of shape and size. Now I'm going to plan where the trees are going to be. So I'm going to try a different type of tree this time. I'm going to just have a spruce fence just going up in a straight line, just like that. And then it's literally just some leaves placed all around it. Something like this. It's super simple, but it's definitely nice. It's custom and, just adds a nice bit of green. And I think I like this style of tree. There we go. That's another one. Now I'm just going to go through and add a bunch of these just around in between the houses. Now with the trees in, this is what it looks like now. Such a big difference these trees make. Now the next thing I need to do is go ahead and add in some shrubbery around the edges as well. So I'm just going to place in some random leaves just around the grass areas where I want some, little gardens to be. Kind of like this. I'm going to place a little in front of some of the houses, just like this. Get a little bit of extra green in here. All right, and now this next change is going to be one of the biggest. Adding the bone meal in. This just adds in a bunch of short and tall grass and of course some flowers, which gives us a nice addition of some color. The yellow and red flowers that pop up when we put in the bone meal add such a nice different kind of contrasting color. I'm gonna add like a little garden through here, so I'll just add some dirt paths. Might add in some benches and some extra stuff in there soon, but for now I'll just bone meal the area. Now of course I am bone milling all the grass just around the edges, but as we add in the details we'll have to remove some, and as we add in some extra things, so there's not going to be this much grass around. This is definitely going to be the maximum, and we'll just remove it as we need to. All right, there we go. And now if you look at this, such a massive difference adding in that tall grass. It really just fills in the area, and obviously like I said, it's still just houses. That's it. That's all we've got. There's no extra details in there yet. Now, how could this be a farming town if there's no patches of wheat or zombies with swords? Get out of here, man. What I'm going to do is find some places where I think a wheat farm will look nice. Like for example, right in here, I'm going to remove some of the tall grass and short grass. I'm just going to go ahead and plant in a bunch of wheat. I'm not going to bother hydrating it because we're not going to use these as farms. They're just for aesthetics, just like that. The reason it's getting hydrated is because it's raining. You can't see the rain because I've turned it off, but it is raining. That's why you can see it getting slightly hydrated. But of course, the main thing we want is just for this to grow. So I'll show you what it's going to look like when it's grown. Not going to bone meal every single bit of wheat that we make, but just as a kind of example, wheat in my opinion is the best looking crop. It just looks so good. So having a little couple farms like that just scattered, maybe one in here, I think it's going to really change this area, make it look very nice. So I'm going to also add one in on this side as well. There we go. That's another wheat farm added in. Now the next thing we can do is add in some rose bushes and peony bushes. Gonna need to go to my farm to get some of those though, because I have absolutely none on me. That should be enough. We got about 32 total, and I know it's dark, but just look at this place as we fly over. Place is looking absolutely epic. So I'll just go through and add in these flowers in here, and it's going to add so much color to the area. These flowers are absolutely goated. There we go. We got some of those flowers added in now, and it's starting to come together really nicely. I'm going to just place these torches around here just so we can eventually build here. But I think for all the extra details around, this is pretty good. What we need to do now is finish the details on the houses. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. Just detailing the rest of the houses, adding in windows, all the extra details that we did to this house. I'm going to do that to all of them, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a second when that is done. There There was supposed to be a time lapse, but for some reason, when I was recording, the file got corrupted, so I couldn't actually do anything with it. I tried to save it, but I couldn't find any possible way. But we only did some minor details to all these buildings. I just pretty much copied exactly what I did to this one over onto the other ones, adding in the dark oak fences, some buttons and some hanging lanterns, as well as adding in all the windows and some doors to the front. I also made sure to detail kind of the outsides of the buildings, so at least all sides of the village is now detailed. In terms of the buildings, now the next thing we need to do is fill out some farmland, because if this is a farming village, there obviously needs to be some farms right around it. So I'm gonna add some farms around and try and figure out where this dirt path is gonna go, and we're gonna do that together. So I'm gonna grab up my coarse dirt. I don't actually know how much I have left. I don't think I do have much. I'm gonna grab some spruce slabs as well. Okay, we got some coarse dirt in here. Look at that, we got a bunch. Oh, but my shovels are pretty much dead. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to quickly go repair them in the end. I'll be back in a second. All right, now all the tools are fixed, so we can go ahead and get this started. So I've started adding some dirt paths that are going to wrap around through some farmland. This one's connected to this entrance here. It's going to wrap around through here and then all the way to the main road here. This main road's going to connect down to this water. And we got phantoms. Oh my days. I should have slept when I came back from the end. Oh my days. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Bro, they're doing major damage. Oh my days. That's crazy. I just got absolutely swarmed. That's nuts. I was not expecting that at all. Okay, anyway, like I was saying, this path that leads from this entrance here is going to lead down to the water. This turtle needs to move. I don't want to have to kill it. It's too slow. Sorry. Oh, okay, he didn't die. It's your lucky day, mate. Okay, there we go. That path is now filled out a little bit more, so we kind of know where it's going to go. Now, there's going to be another kind of smaller path, just like this one, that's going to link through here. And it's going to wrap around to meet up on the opposite side where that other entrance is. This main road over here. Kind of just like that. So now, obviously, there's a path that wraps through there, all the way around to the other side of the main road. Now, I'm going to grab up some leaves, because these leaves is going to be the dividing bit between each different farm. I mainly have spruce leaves, so that's kind of a problem. I can always grab some more later. Some more jungle leaves is most likely what I'm going to grab, but I'm going to use these to kind of section off where the farmland should end, just like this. And then this will continue down here as well, of course. And then once again down here, just wrapping up towards where this main road is. And then it'll, of course, continue on the other side of the main road, just towards this little stone bit here. Boom. Okay. So, oh man, not another baby zombie. Get out of here, bro. Now, I do want to divide this up a little bit more. I think a divider here, so pretty much where that tree is, I think will be nice. So just through here, bada bing, bada boom. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So this will be divided between two different farms. And then I guess over here is another spot where there's quite a lot of space. Or maybe not. Maybe, no, yes. Okay, so I'm going to place some leaves through here, just like that. So now we've got kind of three sections here. I'm going to do a very similar thing on this side here. Just placing in some leaves across here. And then I guess another thing I can do to make this... Oh, hold on a minute, buddy. Excuse me. Like I was saying, another thing I can do is add in some dirt paths that kind of stretch out from these coarse dirt paths. So kind of like this. This will just run through the farmland a little bit. I'm curious how that's going to look. Hopefully it doesn't look weird. I think it looks okay. It definitely adds a little bit of extra detail. And you know, we're definitely in need of that right now. Okay. So this is what we've got now. I think this is looking good. Before I continue doing the other side of this farming village, I want to try and add in some crops so I can see how it's actually gonna, look when it's done. So what do I actually have on me? I don't think I have much. I know I've definitely got wheat seeds. There we go. There's some in here. Oh, some more. Beautiful. Have I got iron? I'm pretty sure I brought some, didn't I? There's 4. Come on, where is it? Oh, no. Okay, I don't know where the iron's gone. So I'm going to have to make, I guess, 2 iron hose. It's going to have to do for now. So I guess we'll start with this one over here. We'll turn all of this into wheat. Oh, I need to grab up some slabs. My goodness, I'm so unprepared for this. I'm not going to lie. There's just a bunch of running back and forth. By the way, we're on day 381. So we need to get a bit of a wriggle on. Otherwise, we're only going to get 2 projects done between the 300 and 400 day mark, which is not good enough. So I'll leave a little bit of a gap between here and the main road. So I've finished filling in this wheat farm and we used an entire iron hoe plus half of this one. So I need to go back to the base, grab some diamonds to make a diamond hoe, and then I can go ahead and get the rest of these farms filled in. Just going to drop off the leaves here just so that I can grab some more stuff when we go back to the base. And as we fly away, we can see the town. It is looking so good. And of course, it'll look better once we get the farms all the way around it. But but I still prefer this huge build over here. This is looking so good, man. So we've now got a diamond hoe, which should last us the entire time. I'm also going to grab up the rest of the jungle leaves and I guess oak leaves as well, because we're going to run out of jungle and oak is very close, so that's all right. I'm also going to grab some carrots. I'm going to grab up some beetroot and I'll also grab up some potato. So now we'll be able to get all of those farms filled in. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done for you guys. So that's all the crops planted. Now I've just got to go ahead and add some lanterns in here, because obviously there were torches, but now they're gone. So we need to light the area up to stop people spawning in here that shouldn't be spawning. And there we go. Now, that's pretty much every single lantern placed in now. Oh, hold on a second. Boom. Okay, now we're done. Now, if we look at that, obviously it's going to look better once it's all fully grown, because right now it's, half grown at best. But yeah, this is going to look really nice once it's all grown in a lot. And obviously it's expanded further in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and complete this circle all the way around this base. Gonna have to do a little bit of terraforming here to get this right. And then it's just going to wrap all the way around to this back wall here and pretty much fully circle this entire base. So let me go ahead and get that done now. Ladies and gentlemen, now the farm goes all the way to the other side. So if I look at it from the sky, you can see there is a complete circle of farms around this entire farming village, which is exactly what we need. Now to finish this off, I don't know why I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to add in a little bit of hay bales. I've got a little bit of wheat from farming, obviously because I needed more seeds, so I had to go back and forth between the farms to add more in. But we got 38 hay bales, which should be plenty. So I'm going to chuck a stack in here maybe. I think that'll be fine. Find another spot over here. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe one more over here would be bloody perfect, mate. Look at that. Oh, yes. I think having some as you're walking towards the village, so maybe one right here. And we'll put one on the other side as well. Just chuck this bad boy in over here, mate. Oh, yes. Okay, okay. So now the other thing I need to do is over there. I didn't actually add any leaves beside the path as you walk in. So let me grab them there leaves and some spruce fences and chuck these bad boys in here, just so we can section off the front hand part of this farm. I'm gonna add a couple fences in as well, just to really seal the deal, you know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, okay. I feel like I should probably put in a tree right here as well. Feel like that would look pretty nice. I'm just gonna build this bad boy up like that, mate. And there we go. Nice little tree right there. So now as you walk down this path, you have a nice, little bit of greenery around. Where's me bone meal at? That's what I need right now. There we go. Couple bits of grass and flowers. That's looking nice, mate. Now, the final thing we need to do is get this house a little bit more set up, because we can't have grass on the floor. So I'm going to make up a bunch of spruce slabs, just filling the floor with the spruce slabs, just like that. I'm also going to grab some coarse dirt and fill this area in here with coarse dirt, because it's an outside section. There shouldn't be grass, there should be coarse dirt, because there's going to be a lot of walking around. And I'm going to make a bunch of chests, because this here is going to be a storage facility. This is going to be where we store a lot of our farming goods. Oh, hold on, let me fill this roof in. I didn't do that before. We'll use dark oak slabs, it'll be a little bit different. So I think just having chests like this is going to be perfect. We're going to need more. Oh my days. Hold on a second. Hopefully 9 is enough. I think we've got 1 extra. That's all right. Yep, look at that. Beautiful. So now if I grab all the farming stuff in here, carrots, beetroot, potatoes, wheat, and all the seeds, and I just chuck that all in there. Now we have, a functional storage for our farming area. Obviously, I'll come back and I'll decorate this whole thing eventually. Right now, I'm not able to decorate sufficiently. I just don't have the things that I need to be able to make these places look nice. But the outsides are done, and honestly, this village is looking pretty good. Obviously, it's just a big circle in the middle of nowhere, kind of, because all of that area is kind of pretty much done, and then leading up to here it's not. And we got this big grass patch here, which I'm completely torn about. I don't know what to do here. I was gonna do a market stall, but I don't know anymore. We could do like a storage area or maybe a campfire. But if you guys have any suggestions for what we can do in the middle here, please let me know. And yeah, I guess the best suggestion, or whichever suggestion gets the most likes, will be the thing that we build in the middle here. I mean, there is a huge amount of space, so we can be pretty open about what we can do here. But like I said, let me know what we should put in the middle, because I have no idea right now. I think I am leaning towards a market stall though. I think a market stall would be very nice. But we've added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 new buildings. So that more than doubles the amount of buildings we have in this world now. And I think this place is looking very nice, even though obviously it is kind of sticking out like a sore thumb, you know, being in the middle of nowhere right now, but it's not going to be in the middle of nowhere forever. This whole thing will be joined up eventually. Eventually this bridge will be completed, and then I'll figure out what to do here, because right now this is a big old, I don't even know what that is, but it needs to be figured out. We need to figure something out. But this is a huge addition to our world. Look at this. And then this is all we had before, but we've added all of this in just today's episode. That's absolutely gnarly. We are on day 387 though, so it has taken a long time to get this done. All my days, they're after me. They're after me. I'm getting out of here. And I mean, we've accomplished quite a lot, I guess, in 387 days, but I don't know if it's enough. You know, we could have done a lot more, so I think we need to try and build bigger things, build cooler things, and maybe connect this side up to this side. I think that'd be cool. I've got an idea. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to do any spoilers though, but I kind of know what I'm gonna do in that middle bit there. I'm so excited to work on that. It's gonna be sick. But ladies and gentlemen, we're back home and we're ready to start our next project. But that means that this project is done. So if you're here still to the end, you're an absolute legend, and I appreciate you so much watching the whole video. It helps out the channel more than you can ever imagine. If you're still watching and you're not subscribed, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 100k before GTA 6, and with the delay, I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to do it now. So make sure to go and become another one of our subscribers. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, I'll see you again in the next one. Peace out.